Prismatic is awesome. It is an incredible addition to the subclasses that we can use in Destiny 2. And through this system, we are coming closer and closer to becoming lore-accurate guardians, using the power of gods to smite a random dreg in the EDZ, with exponentially increasing eldritch horror. Along with Prismatic, however, in the final shape, an excellent expansion that genuinely lived up to the hype, by the way, we also got new light supers for each class. These supers are super fun, and really lean into the identity of each of the classes that we can choose from. But in the back of my mind, I noticed a strange pattern of fear emerging from Bungie's development. All of the Light and Darkness saga has been about our guardians learning to wield both the light and the dark. Yet, we only have one super for each class for Stasis and Strand respectively, since their launch. How are we to embody these lessons in-game if Bungie themselves are afraid of the dark to create more supers for us to play with? I won't lie, I genuinely thought that they would announce new Darkness supers throughout the Final Shape episodes, but nope. We are having another year with the sterile subclasses that don't seem to be getting any more aspects or fragments either. Unless I missed that somewhere, and if I did, let me know. So I, Cyber Prime, am nothing if not a daydreamer and a champion of the people. I will begin the perilous task of drafting up new supers and abilities for our beloved and abandoned Darkness subclasses, one video at a time, starting with the cool one. Well, they're both really cool, but you get the pun. Join me, Guardians. Sit back, relax, and listen to some Blizzard ambiance as I explain my designs for new Stasis supers, because Bungie is afraid of the dark. Now, before we begin, if you enjoy this video in any way, let me know by subscribing, liking, or leaving a comment below with your thoughts or ideas. It really helps me out, and I'd love to see what you think of these concepts. Into the main video! Those of you who are fans of the channel probably already know that I am in fact a Warlock main. I know, surprise, surprise! Which is exactly why I will start with Hunters. So, this new Hunter Stasis super would be called Glissade. Or glissade. I actually don't know how the word is pronounced, like really. Which, fun fact, is a way of traversing snow with the controlled movement of one's feet or buttocks. I guarantee one of you chuckled there. Probably my friend Turtle Guy. Anyway, this super would lean into the mobility and super speedy dynamic of the hunters and their light-footed nature. Once this super is cast, the hunter would jump up in a sort of ballerina spin, and their feet would be covered in stasis to create ice skates. In their hands, their ice picks would form, but would not be thrown, instead being used as melee weapons in a dash, hack and slash fashion. This super would work similar to getting amplified with arc, granting the hunter with extra speed and reduced friction as they skate across the battlefield. The unique quirk with this speed, however, is that a wall of stasis crystals form in the path that the hunter travels, right behind them as they move. These crystals freeze nearby enemies, and the hunter can then swerve around and circle their opponent, Pokemon Ranger style, and shatter the crystals with their pickaxes, dealing intense damage. I imagine this super would act as a crowd control super, granting increased mobility to get in and out of sticky situations, granting the ability to create walls and box enemies off or defend allies, and actively shape the battlefield as they dash. Kind of like Tron in a weird way, just not as immediately deadly and lasery. Oh yeah, as part of this super, they would be able to use their melee attack to slash with their pickaxes that deal increased damage against crystals and frozen enemies. And when the grenade button is pressed, the hunter can gain a super fast boost forward with a small cooldown in order to reach enemies or locations quicker. They kind of will just like jab their pickaxes into the ground and then like propel themselves forward really quickly. Although the lack of friction would result in a little bit of a learning curve, as it will be very easy to accidentally launch yourself off a cliff like a ski jumper if you're not careful. Oh, and dashing could also be used to shatter the crystals that the hunter dashes through. And one final little fun aspect to add to the movement of this class would be that slides have increased speeds and allow the hunter to travel further. One aspect that could work for this super would be the ability to extend the super timer upon the collection of stasis shards. Or maybe another aspect could be a lingering frost mechanic, so anytime while the super is active, if at least 3 crystals are destroyed in quick succession, a small Duskfield bubble is spawned that will slow down nearby enemies wherever the last crystal was destroyed. Now, before we move on to our next Stasis super, I wanted to get a professional opinion on my work so far, so I contacted the best Destiny 2 player that I know who has never played Hunter in his life, and also who actually doesn't have Stasis fully unlocked in his main yet, since I had to go over to his house and speedrun the Beyond Light campaign for him, and I didn't have the time to go through and get all the fragments and aspects. Yes, that's right, Guardians, it's Turtle Guy! Turtle Guy.
Yes?
I have called you here for a very important purpose. I want to describe to you certain...
Oh, you're finally giving me leadership, right? That's what this is? You're retiring?
Leadership of what?
The team.
But this isn't in... What did I just say about this not being in canon?
Oh shit, sorry.
This is not in canon. Anyway, Turtle Guy, as in the person behind the controller, the player of Destiny. I have brought you here to discuss with you some concepts I have for Destiny 2 Stasis Supers. And of course, you are familiar with Stasis. Do you actually... You can use Stasis,
Cyber, I
can't
want
you?
to stop you right there. You came to the right guy. The Turtle Guy.
I know. So, the first one I'm going to describe for you is the Hunter Stasis. So what this involves is the Hunter jumping up, getting a ballerina dance, getting ice skates, and being gifted enhanced speed all across the battlefield where they leave a wall of...
Ice, okay, hold on. Can we go back, or is there more?
No, that's basically it.
Do they get a tutu, like a ballerina? You said ballerina, and I've really fixed that. No tutu. Do they get... Can you see the ice skates, or is it a metaphor?
What the... Yes, you can see the ice skates.
But no tutu.
No, tutu. Ballerina like movement when they jump up and spin. That was just like a
Oh, do
example.
they do like the ballerina, the arm pose?
What? No. It's like movement.
Yeah.
It works like Pokemon Ranger. You ring around an enemy and then you can destroy all the stasis around them.
Okay, not impressed. Next. What am I doing? Am I rating these? Am I giving them like a score out of 10?
I don't know, man. I just wanted your reaction. I wanted your opinion on them.
Not impressed. Not impressed. That's my opinion. Do better. Destiny, tutu. I want a tutu. Only for when I do.
You can
that
actually
super.
get a holographic
I
one.
want a hologram.
You can actually get that already in the
game. When
game.
I'm doing that super, I want a holographic tutu, along with the ice skate.
Okay, moving on. Moving on. Put your hand up if you are a proud and resolute Titan main. I'm sure some of you put up your hands. Titans. Well, for the Punchy class, I wanted to give you another spin on your mobile melee class. This super would be called Bludgeon. Upon popping the super, instead of getting a chilly fist, the Titan would channel the stasis into a weapon, or more specifically, a mace, or even more specifically, to give it its scientific term, a spiky ball on a chain. I know, I am a genius. This weapon would be fully made out of stasis, and I think it would be a really neat addition because it's a melee weapon that no subclass has ever summoned yet, and it allows for multiple attack forms. In my mind, visually, the Titan would swing the spiky ball with one hand holding the chain, and the other hand wrapped completely in the stasis chain, similar to the Kratos blades, only on one arm this time. So, this mace can be swung to shatter ice in close quarters, but if you choose to use the alternate ability button, instead of swinging the mace forwards, the Titan will swing the mace above their heads, generating a Duskfield storm around them, quickly freezing nearby enemies, allowing for them to be shattered with a melee attack soon after. This mace could also be thrown forward to shatter enemies further away with a long-range attack, similar to Brigida's attack in Overwatch. It is Brigida, right? It's not like... Yeah, it is Brigida. That doesn't matter right now anyway. But similar to her attack, this long-range attack would shatter enemies, or induce knockback on enemies that are not frozen, and have a brief cooldown during the super. I just think that this is a fun idea, and gives a melee roaming super a bit more options to play with, while removing some focus on generating stasis crystals, and instead using a dusk field to freeze enemies in a high-risk, high-reward kind of fashion. Aspects, I hear you say. Well, have no fear. I have some ideas for aspects to augment this super. super also. One simple aspect would be to increase the radius of the dusk field generated during the overhead swing ability. I don't really know what the negative, like the kind of give and take for this would be, but we'll just go with that for now. Another aspect I could see working would be to grant the ability for the long-range yeet attack to instantly freeze and shatter an enemy that it comes in contact with, as the original version of this attack has no freezing effect on its own. And now, to get a true, reliable understanding as to how viable or entertaining this super would be, I contacted the best PvP Titan main that I know who genuinely may have never played a game of Crucible in his life. Yes, that's right, Guardians. It's Turtle Guy. Titans. This is the Titan super, so you will be familiar with this. Yes, it is. That's you. You're learning. Hell yeah. Okay, so basically,
That's me.
This super would
like
involve.
A baby seeing another baby.
What?
Like a baby. When a baby sees another baby on TV, they go like, ah, me.
I don't know if that's a thing that babies do, Turtle Guy.
I was a baby. I did that all the time.
I was a baby once.
Like, wow.
And then I took an arrow to the knee. Anyway.
Spiky ball and chain.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
You didn't
Would have been cooler if you could make like a tornado.
at all to that, did you?
I did listen. You get a spiky ball and chain, and if you swing it at enemies, you shatter the enemies. Then, if you hold it above your head and swing it, you make a blizzard.
Okay, fair. I believe you now. So what is your opinion on that one?
8.5 out of 10. Seems fun. What kind of, is it a long mace? You can see the mace. You can see like the mace, the ball and chain.
Why would I describe it as being a mace or like a spiky ball and chain, and then just not have that be visible?
You described a ballerina. You described a ballerina and ice skates.
Ballerina style movement.
Oh,
ballerinas don't need tutus.
If I had one complaint, you should also get like an ice Viking helmet.
That would be cool. I will admit that would be cool, but I don't think that would work. Because, like, it wouldn't work with whatever
8.5. I like that. Again, I am probably biased because that's probably something my character can do. My character will never do that, probably, because I can never do that.
Well, it's a concept, Turtle Guy. It's not actually in the game. Although I appreciate your investment.
Oh, so this is a concept one. So, okay, so, Bungie, if you're listening...
Were you not listening at the beginning? Oh my god. And finally, what you've all been waiting for. The best class. Oh, sorry. I mean the best class. Oh, I mean the best class. I mean the best. Warlocks, baby! For Warlocks, I am going to politely ditch the roaming super this time, and lean more into the I'm a Dark Lord that summons precious, fragile beings into a brief, horrifying existence filled with violence to fight for my will vibes. But with a twist that I personally want as a form of vengeance I have been desiring really since I started playing Destiny 1. When the Warlock casts this super, they would not spawn an orb of stasis, and they would not spawn multiple stasis turrets. No, the Warlock would spawn a giant floating stasis version of a Hive Shrieker, above them as a stationary high stasis damage turret that will stick around for about 15 to 20 seconds. I hate Shriekers. They are so annoying and make terrifying noises that I hear when I try to unsuccessfully sleep at night. Insomniacs rise up. But back to the super. This stasis Shrieker would fire high velocity tracking stasis projectiles that will instantly freeze adds and slow and eventually freeze larger targets if they receive sustained damage. This gives the rest of the fire team an easier time damaging bosses or controlling adds as they have a giant Shrieker of their own to turn on the enemy as a form of frosty distraction. This Shrieker would also have a health pool that may be reduced for PvP, but I just think the idea of spawning something bigger than a Threadling would fulfill the Warlock power fantasy a bit more, while still providing that stasis support and crowd control that the class is sorta known for. Now, aspects for this super were a little bit trickier to come up with compared to the rest, so if any of you have any better ideas, please let me know in the comments below. But I basically came up with these two. Firstly, in expense of reducing the firing rate of the Shrieker, the health and the duration of the Shrieker would be increased. And secondly, upon the duration ending, the Shrieker would not simply dissipate as normal, but it would instead explode in a large radius of freezing damage, allowing Guardians to shatter any nearby hordes that were approaching them. And finally, to receive feedback on this concept idea for a super, I decided to contact the man who refuses to admit that he is slowly becoming a true Destiny fan. It only took him, what, like 5 or 6 years? But he's getting there. I can tell. He's just living in denial, and I'm not talking about the river. Yes, that's right. It's Turtle Guy, Guardians.
Why is it reminding me of Overwatch again?
Why is that reminding you of Overwatch? Which one was? Which one
So
was?
it's a turret. Yeah, what was the guy from Overwatch with the beard? I know, and he could make turns.
I know who you're talking about, but I want you to try and remember the name.
Swedish. I don't want to offend any Swedish.
Torbjorn.
I was gonna say Oberon.
Oberon? What the fuck? Oberon.
What?
Oberon Online.
Torbjorn.
What is this?
What's the? I don't know. What's the Shrieker is obviously an enemy from Destiny, correct?
Yes, I'm glad you know that.
Good. Why can't it be? A Shrieker makes sense, but like, if you're a Warlock, why not be like a giant dragon head or something?
Because it's a Destiny Warlock. It's like.
I know, but it can be like if you're a wizard, you can make anything. Like you can make a staff of ice. You can make anything out of ice. You can make a giant like egg.
Why would you make a giant egg?
Ability to make things out of ice. I'd definitely do an egg.
Why?
Because my enemies would not expect it, Cyber Prime. Keep your eye out for a big ass egg headed your way, made of ice.
What? You just like
Building
roll
it for
it?
years. There you go. I've made my own concept. It's a giant fucking ice boulder.
It works like Mario Galaxy is the boulder. You just like roll around.
Shrieker, it's quite good. I actually quite like it. Like, so could an enemy kill it, or would
Yes,
it just
there
be
is a health bar.
Would it follow you around, or would
No,
it stay...
it would be stationary.
So it's very Overwatch.
Man, it's more games of turrets than Overwatch. Just because I said Brigida as an example in the previous one doesn't
You
mean
put
that.
the idea in my head, Cyberbrand.
When was the last time you actually played? When was the last time I played Overwatch?
When did Overwatch 2 come out?
Yeah, but the same for me.
I didn't even play the bloody base game.
Mine was way before because my Overwatch corrupted and I wouldn't download any updates for like 3 months before Overwatch 2 came out.
Oh yeah. No, because wait, did we? No, we played the beta, did we not?
Oh shit! Yeah, we played the
Did
beta.
we? So who made these concepts? Was these random people?
Were you?
Did you make these?
Were you not listening to anything I said at the? You come into my bakery and you kick over my wares and you're like, "Who made these?" In the Cyber Prime bakery, who made these? I give you a delicious treats and you just slap them out of my hand. You're like, "Who made these?" I did not listen to anything.
I mean,
I was giving you a full
good
advertisement.
stuff.
I was giving you a full advertisement, an explanation of all of my delicious baked goods, and you just like. You just scoffed them down, rated them as 6.5 out of 10. I was like, who made these?
Oh, the Shrieker one.
He's just not
9 out of 10. 9 out of
Okay,
10.
well, thank you. I'll appreciate that one.
You did good. In fairness, you didn't do too bad. Wow, I gave the first one. Did I give the first one a 6 out of 10 or a 7.5?
Bear in mind, I didn't ask you to rate them. I just wanted your feedback.
There you go. Well, you see, first you come to me, then Bungie might call you, or Hoover, then Bungie, and then they're in the game. I like the Mason Chain one. I want that one, Mr. Bungie, if whenever you get a chance. Or the whole dev team. Yeah, I'm not a complete idiot.
Well, thank you, Turtle Guy, for joining in and giving me your expert opinion. Do you have anything?
You got any more? They were pretty fun. Pretty fun.
There will be. There will be more.
I fucked up your bakery and kind of destroyed your oven. But
there will be more. Don't worry.
You know what? You did pretty good. This was a good first start, but take on my notes for next time. More dragons, and yeah.
I cannot guarantee that there will be dragons in the next time, but I will try my best.
Kids love dragons.
We're not children.
I know.
I was
like,
a child once. I
was a child again. I was a baby once. I'd look at a dragon and be like, "Oh shit,
it's me,
dude's fuck." I was a confused child. I'd see the TV and I was like, "That's me. That's Shrek. It's me."
Maybe I'm Shrek. And that about does it for today's video, Guardians. I really hope you enjoyed this little drafting session of concept ideas for Destiny 2. I have more Stasis ideas, but before I return to this exact topic, I will make a video explaining my ideas for more Strand supers first. If there are any other concepts or aspects of Destiny that you would like me to come up with concepts for, whether that's weapons, strikes, raids, episodes, or even lore, let me know in the comments, and I will certainly see what I can do. But either way, thank you for watching, and thank you for your support. I will see you all in the next one. Stay frosty, goodbye, and roll out.